Some beings in manifestation, unlike the majority, depend on concepts to explain even the simplest things around them. For this, they resort to intellect, as understanding, which should be natural in the completeness of being, is obscured. At the same time, there are complexes that seek to provide a certain comfort to these beings, persuading them to believe in false superiorities. These beings assign to themselves the idea of being a people chosen by invented deities, from whom they claim to have even received likeness. The divine attributes these beings claim to possess, and which make them feel special, are intellectual constructs, devised to maintain control over them. The simple acceptance of this idea results, for most, in an apparent spiritual success, which in truth is nothing more than an accommodation that is difficult to break. Conformism is a high price to pay for this surrender. The fragility in understanding the tools that make up the being, their misuse, and the imbalance that causes some to prevail over others, make the use of artifices inevitable, in the attempt to rebalance the whole. Intellect is just one of the instruments available to all beings. It becomes clear how its unbalanced use distances the being from naturalness, and plunges it ever more deeply into artificial creations. A widely known figure is that of the demon, carefully constructed to generate fear, and prevent any questioning of gods and dogmas. Its spread was an extremely effective strategy in communities, resulting in a powerful mechanism of control. Another element that deeply impacts the hearts of beings, limiting their cognitive capacity, and transforming them into followers of false beliefs, is the creation of saints and gurus. Their doctrinal propagation, allied with complicity in spreading and attributing extraordinary feats and miracles, aims to render them unquestionable. The Book of the Being is the natural universe itself. Its reading becomes unnecessary when knowledge prevails. However, the desire to understand is what opens its pages. By allowing the emergence and strengthening of aspects that support selfishness, the being gradually reduces its natural connection with knowledge, giving way to ignorance in the spaces these creations occupy. Intellect is an integral part of knowledge and is dissolved in it. By separating intellect from knowledge, the being creates the illusion of choices, something non-existent in the natural world. The sovereignty of the being weakens when it imposes ruptures upon itself, the result of imbalance. This imbalance arises when certain tools are favored to the detriment of others, compromising its harmony. This leads the being to resort to elements that should never have been dissociated from their origin, in an attempt to restore the balance of the whole. Instead of achieving this balance, the being grants autonomy to the tool that had been set aside, an autonomy it would never have had if it had remained integrated with its origin. This autonomy strengthens it to such a degree that the being ends up losing control over it. This is the reason why the idea of rescues emerged. Through it, the being retrieves the memory of the origin of things, and seeks to return to its domains. This is what justifies the existence of the Book of the Being, and the necessity of reading it. Although it may be acceptable, it is incomprehensible and melancholic that the being replaces faith in itself with faith in entities and gods that are not within and are not part of it. From the perspective of the Madmen, breaking the cycle of belief in created beings represents a rare success in an environment of submissive beings.